The winter chill had descended upon the city of Chicago with a ferocity not seen in years. Icy winds whipped through the streets, and snow piled high on sidewalks, forcing people to retreat into the warmth of their homes. But for the homeless population, the bitter cold was an unrelenting adversary. Many sought refuge in shelters, but there weren't enough beds for everyone. Some huddled in doorways, under bridges, or near subway grates, trying to stay warm with layers of thin clothing and makeshift blankets. Elon Musk was in Chicago for a business conference, staying in a luxurious downtown hotel. That evening, as he gazed out the window of his suite, he noticed the stark contrast between the brightly lit skyline and the shadows of those struggling to survive on the freezing streets below. The sight stirred something in him. Known for his ambitious projects and innovations, Elon had always believed in solving problems, big or small. And on this bitter winter night, he decided to act. He called his assistant, Clara, who was familiar with his spontaneous ideas. "Clara," Elon said, "I need your help. Contact local shelters and find out what they need most right now. Also, I want to provide warm blankets to everyone we can reach tonight. Let's make it happen." Clara, unfazed by Elon's sudden requests, got to work immediately. She contacted a local supplier and arranged for thousands of thermal blankets to be delivered within hours. She also coordinated with volunteers and shelter workers to identify the areas where the homeless were most in need. A mission of warmth. By midnight, a fleet of vans loaded with blankets was ready to roll. Elon himself joined the volunteers, bundled up in a thick jacket and gloves. Despite the freezing temperatures, he was determined to be part of the effort. As the team drove through the city, they stopped at known gathering spots for the homeless. Each time, they handed out blankets and offered warm words of encouragement. At one stop near an underpass, Elon approached an older man named Frank, who was sitting on a piece of cardboard, shivering beneath a threadbare coat. "Here, this should help," Elon said, handing him a thermal blanket. Frank looked up, his weathered face showing both surprise and gratitude. "Thank you. People don't usually stop to notice us," he said, wrapping the blanket tightly around himself. Elon crouched down to Frank's level. "Everyone deserves warmth and dignity," he replied. "What else do you need?" "A hot meal would be nice," Frank admitted. Elon turned to Clara, who was nearby. "Let's add food to our mission. Contact the local diners and food trucks. Tell them to prepare meals, and we'll cover the costs." The power of community. Word spread quickly about the unexpected act of kindness. Local businesses began pitching in, offering food, drinks, and additional supplies. Volunteers from the community joined the effort, some bringing their own blankets and coats to donate. What had started as a small initiative grew into a citywide movement of compassion. Throughout the night, Elon continued to distribute blankets and meals, meeting people from all walks of life. He listened to their stories, of jobs lost, families separated, and the daily struggle to survive. Each interaction deepened his resolve to do more. By dawn, thousands of blankets and meals had been distributed, and many homeless individuals expressed their heartfelt gratitude. One young woman, holding her toddler close, told Elon, "This blanket might just save our lives tonight. Thank you." Her words stayed with him. A lasting impact. The next morning, news of Elon's efforts spread across social media and news outlets. Many praised his actions, while others were inspired to contribute to the cause. Elon, however, was less interested in the recognition and more focused on finding long-term solutions. He announced the launch of the Warmth Initiative, a program aimed at providing sustainable aid to the homeless population. The initiative included funding for more shelters, access to mental health services, job training programs, and partnerships with local organizations to address the root causes of homelessness. Elon also pledged to use his resources to develop affordable, energy-efficient micro-homes that could serve as temporary shelters. "Technology can solve big problems," he said in a press conference, "but compassion solves the immediate ones. We need both." A ripple effect. Elon's actions sparked a movement far beyond Chicago. Other cities across the country followed suit, launching their own programs to assist the homeless during harsh winters. Individuals and businesses were inspired to step up, proving that small acts of kindness, when multiplied, could create monumental change. For Elon, that cold winter night became a defining moment, a reminder that even in the midst of grand ambitions to explore space and revolutionize transportation, there was immense value in simply helping someone stay warm. As he reflected on the experience, he remarked to Clara, "Sometimes, the greatest impact comes from the simplest ideas. A blanket, a meal, a kind word, they're not just acts of charity. They're acts of humanity, building on compassion." After the cold winter night, the Warmth Initiative gained momentum, turning into a blueprint for tackling homelessness across cities worldwide. Elon Musk, though busy with his ambitious projects, made it a point to personally oversee key aspects of the initiative. He believed in combining immediate aid with sustainable solutions. A focus on immediate relief. Elon's first priority was to ensure no one was left to face the harsh winter unprotected. Working with his team, he launched a project to deploy warming stations in major cities. These stations, powered by Tesla's solar technology, provided heated shelters, food, and medical care. Each station also served as a hub for connecting individuals to longer-term support, including housing and job opportunities. At one station in Chicago, Elon visited and spoke with a man named Marcus, who had been living on the streets for years after losing his job and home during an economic downturn. Marcus said, "Most people just walk by us, but this station feels like someone finally cares." Elon responded, "You matter, Marcus. And this is just the beginning." Expanding the vision. The Warmth Initiative soon evolved into a larger project called Pathways to Stability, which focused on long-term solutions to homelessness. The program provided transitional housing, job training, and mental health resources. Elon partnered with architects and engineers to design innovative microhomes, small but comfortable living spaces equipped with energy-efficient heating, solar panels, and water recycling systems.
Each microhome community was designed to foster connection and dignity, featuring shared spaces for cooking, education, and recreation. These communities offered not just shelter, but a pathway for individuals to rebuild their lives. One of the first residents of a microhome community, a woman named Jasmine, shared her story at a launch event. "I was invisible before," she said, her voice trembling with emotion. "Now, I feel like I have a chance to start over. This isn't just a roof over my head, it's hope, a personal commitment." Despite the growth of the initiative, Elon remained deeply involved. He would often visit shelters and warming stations unannounced, engaging with people and listening to their stories. These encounters fueled his determination to find innovative ways to address systemic issues. During one such visit, a young boy named Leo approached Elon, clutching a blanket he had received during that fateful winter night. "Are you the man who gave us these?" Leo asked. Elon knelt down and smiled. "I helped, but so did a lot of other people." "How are you doing, Leo?" The boy's eyes lit up as he described how his family had moved into one of the new microhomes. "It's warm, and we have a kitchen. My mom even got a job." Elon's eyes softened as he patted the boy's shoulder. "That's the goal, to help people like your mom and you get back on your feet." A ripple across the globe. The success of Pathways to Stability inspired similar initiatives in cities around the world. Leaders and communities adopted Elon's model, using technology and compassion to address homelessness. The project sparked conversations about housing as a fundamental right and led to policy changes that prioritized affordable housing and mental health services. Celebrities, businesses, and everyday citizens joined the movement, donating resources and time to expand the initiative's reach. Elon's belief in the power of community was proving true. Small acts of kindness, when multiplied, could transform lives. A reflection of humanity. Years later, at an event commemorating the 10th anniversary of the Warmth Initiative, Elon addressed a crowd of advocates, volunteers, and individuals who had benefited from the program. "On a cold winter night, I saw a need that couldn't wait for innovation or long-term planning. It needed immediate compassion. That night reminded me that no matter how advanced we become, what defines us is our humanity." As he stepped off the stage, he looked out at the audience and saw familiar faces: Frank, Marcus, Jasmine, and Leo, each now thriving and contributing to their communities. It was a powerful reminder that even the simplest acts of kindness could ripple out to create lasting change. And so, Elon's initiative became more than a response to one winter's cold. It became a beacon of hope, proving that compassion could warm even the coldest nights. Expanding the vision. With the success of the Warmth Initiative in Chicago, Elon expanded the program to other cities facing harsh winters, including Detroit, Minneapolis, and Boston. The initiative grew into a multifaceted project called Haven, which combined immediate relief with sustainable, long-term solutions. Under Haven, shelters were equipped with advanced heating systems powered by Tesla's solar technology. These systems ensured that even the most underfunded shelters could provide consistent warmth during the coldest months. Additionally, Elon partnered with SpaceX engineers to design portable shelters, compact units that could be easily deployed during emergencies and offer a safe space for individuals to sleep, eat, and recharge. The microhomes project also gained traction, with pilot communities established in several cities. Each home was small but equipped with essentials like heating, solar panels, and running water. Residents were offered support services, including job placement assistance, mental health counseling, and financial education. Jasmine, one of the first residents of a microhome community in Boston, shared her experience in an interview. "Before this, I never thought I'd have a stable roof over my head again. Now, I'm not just surviving, I'm living." Her story inspired countless others to see homelessness as a challenge that could be solved with compassion and innovation. Corporate collaboration. Elon's efforts caught the attention of other tech leaders who joined forces to amplify the impact of Haven. Companies like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft contributed resources, funding, and expertise to expand the initiative globally. Together, they launched the Global Haven Alliance, which aimed to tackle homelessness in urban centers worldwide. Elon's ability to bring people together proved transformative. The alliance worked closely with governments and nonprofits to address systemic issues that perpetuated homelessness, such as lack of affordable housing and mental health services. The collaboration also resulted in innovative programs like mobile healthcare units and job training centers tailored to the needs of vulnerable populations. Transforming lives. One winter evening, during a visit to a Haven shelter in Detroit, Elon met a young man named Anthony. Once a college student with big dreams, Anthony's life had taken a downward spiral after losing his parents and falling into debt. Homeless for nearly 2 years, he had lost hope of rebuilding his future. Sitting across from Anthony in the shelter's common room, Elon listened as he shared his story. "I used to believe I could make a difference," Anthony said, his voice heavy with regret. "But now I don't know where to start." Elon leaned forward. "The first step is believing that you can. Let's figure this out together." Through Haven's resources, Anthony received counseling and enrolled in a job training program focused on renewable energy. A year later, he was employed at Tesla's Gigafactory, working on projects that gave him a renewed sense of purpose. "Haven didn't just give me a place to stay," Anthony said during a public event. "It gave me my life back." Global inspiration. As Haven's impact grew, so did its influence. Governments around the world adopted similar models, integrating technology and compassion into their efforts to combat homelessness. Elon's leadership demonstrated that innovation could be a powerful force for social good. On the 5-year anniversary of the Warmth Initiative, a global summit was held in New York City to celebrate its achievements and chart the path forward. Elon addressed a crowd of leaders, advocates, and beneficiaries, his words carrying the weight of experience. "Homelessness isn't just a statistic," he said. "It's a story, a million stories of resilience, struggle, and potential. Together, we've proven that solutions are possible when we combine technology, compassion, and a commitment to leaving no one behind." The summit concluded with the unveiling of the Light of Haven, a monument dedicated to the individuals and communities who had worked tirelessly to bring warmth and hope to those in need. Inscribed at its base were the words, "In every act of kindness, there is the power to transform the world, a legacy of light." Years later, the Warmth Initiative and Haven were celebrated as pivotal moments in the global fight against homelessness. Elon's vision, born on a cold winter night in Chicago, had sparked a movement that changed millions of lives. For Elon, it was a reminder that even as humanity reached for the stars, the greatest impact often came from reaching out to those closest to home, spreading warmth beyond borders. Elon Musk's Warmth Initiative and Haven project had transformed the lives of countless individuals, but Elon was far from done. Inspired by the global ripple effect of his efforts, he began exploring ways to address homelessness and extreme poverty on a larger, more interconnected scale. His vision shifted from cities to entire nations, with the ultimate goal of ensuring no one in the world was left without the essentials: shelter, warmth, and opportunity. A new idea, Haven Cities. Building on the success of microhomes and warming shelters, Elon proposed a bold new idea: Haven Cities, self-sustaining urban hubs designed to house, employ, and empower those in need. These cities would be built on underutilized land, powered entirely by renewable energy, and feature cutting-edge infrastructure to provide housing, education, healthcare, and employment opportunities. The pilot project was launched on the outskirts of Los Angeles, where the homeless crisis had reached unprecedented levels. The site, once a barren expanse, was transformed into a thriving community in less than a year. Each Haven City was designed to be modular and scalable, with the ability to expand as more residents joined. Elon personally oversaw the design, ensuring that the cities were not just functional, but also uplifting. Parks, art installations, and community centers were integrated into the design to foster a sense of belonging and dignity. Residents were encouraged to take ownership of their new community, participating in decision-making councils and skill-building workshops. Building futures. One of the first residents of the Los Angeles Haven City was a single mother named Maria, who had been living in her car with her 2 children. On her first day in the city, Maria was handed the keys to a small but beautiful apartment powered by solar energy. Along with housing, she received access to childcare, job training, and mental health counseling. Months later, Maria had completed a certification program in graphic design and secured a remote job with a tech company. Her children thrived in the Haven school system, which emphasized creativity and critical thinking alongside traditional subjects. In a heartfelt letter to Elon, Maria wrote, "This isn't just a second chance for me. It's a first chance for my kids. Thank you for giving us a home and a future." Scaling the vision. Encouraged by the success of the Los Angeles Haven City, Elon announced plans to build similar hubs in Detroit, Houston, and international locations like Mumbai and Nairobi. These cities not only provided immediate relief, but also became incubators for innovation. Residents worked on renewable energy projects, urban farming, and small business ventures, creating a cycle of self-sufficiency and growth. The program gained the attention of world leaders, who invited Elon to share his insights at the United Nations. In his speech, he said, "Homelessness and poverty are not unsolvable problems. They are challenges that require bold ideas and the courage to act. Haven cities are proof that when we combine technology with compassion, we can rewrite the story for millions." Global partnerships. Elon's vision inspired collaborations with governments, nonprofits, and private companies. The Haven Alliance, a coalition of like-minded organizations, was formed to fund and scale the project globally. Under this alliance, Haven cities expanded to regions affected by war, natural disasters, and economic collapse. One of the most ambitious projects was in Syria, where Haven cities were built to house refugees displaced by years of conflict. These cities provided not just shelter, but also hope, allowing families to rebuild their lives and communities. A young refugee named Ahmed, who had lost everything during the war, found a new beginning in a Haven city. He became a skilled mechanic, working in one of the city's solar energy workshops. Years later, Ahmed returned to his hometown to help rebuild, using the skills he had gained in the Haven program. Innovation for humanity. As the initiative grew, Elon pushed the boundaries of technology to make Haven cities more sustainable and accessible. Tesla engineers developed modular homes that could be 3D printed on-site within hours, drastically reducing construction time and costs. SpaceX's Starship fleet was used to transport materials to remote locations, enabling the rapid deployment of Haven cities in areas struck by disaster. Elon also introduced the Haven coin, a digital currency designed to facilitate economic activity within the cities. Residents could earn and spend Haven coin on goods, services, and education, creating a closed-loop economy that encouraged local growth while avoiding the pitfalls of traditional financial systems. A cultural shift. The success of Haven cities began to shift societal attitudes toward homelessness and poverty. No longer seen as insurmountable problems, these issues were reframed as challenges that could be solved through collective effort and innovation. Schools around the world started teaching the story of the Warmth Initiative, using it as an example of how small acts of kindness could lead to transformative change. Elon's name became synonymous with compassion-driven innovation. While his ventures in space and technology continued to make headlines, it was his work with Haven cities that earned him a legacy as a humanitarian visionary. A night to reflect. Years later, on another cold winter night, Elon returned to Chicago to visit the site where the Warmth Initiative had begun. He walked through the city, now equipped with warming stations and micro-home communities, and marveled at how far things had come. Stopping at a small park dedicated to the Warmth Initiative, he noticed a plaque with the words, "One blanket can spark a movement. One act of kindness can change the world." A man sitting nearby recognized him and approached with a smile. "You don't know me, but years ago, you handed me a blanket under a bridge. That night, I didn't think I'd survive the cold. Now, I'm working as a counselor, helping others get back on their feet." "Thank you." Elon nodded, his voice soft but firm. "You're proof that every life matters. Keep paying it forward." A legacy of warmth. As Elon left the park, the snow began to fall softly, blanketing the city in white. He felt a deep sense of fulfillment, knowing that the seeds of compassion he had planted continued to grow. The Haven cities, the Warmth Initiative, and the countless lives transformed were a testament to the enduring power of kindness. And as the lights of Chicago twinkled in the cold night, one man's vision for a warmer, more compassionate world burned brighter than ever. A global movement of kindness. Elon Musk's Haven cities had become a beacon of hope and a model for how technology, compassion, and collaboration could transform lives. The initiative grew into a worldwide movement, inspiring communities, governments, and individuals to take action against homelessness and poverty. But Elon knew there was still more to be done. The Haven Generations Program. Elon's team introduced the Haven Generations Program, a bold initiative to ensure that the children of Haven City residents could thrive in the long term. This program offered scholarships, mentorships, and specialized schools focused on empowering the next generation with skills for the future. In Nairobi, a young girl named Amina, who had grown up in a Haven city, was one of the first beneficiaries of the program. Amina dreamed of becoming an engineer, and with the resources provided by Haven Generations, she graduated at the top of her class and joined a team developing renewable energy solutions for her community. At a global summit, Amina spoke on stage alongside Elon, sharing her story. "Growing up, I thought my dreams were impossible," she said. "But Haven Generations gave me a chance. Today, I'm not just surviving. I'm building a better future for others." Her words resonated with millions, demonstrating the ripple effect of giving individuals the tools to succeed. The Interstellar Haven Project. As humanity prepared for interstellar colonization, Elon proposed a daring new vision, the Interstellar Haven Project. This initiative aimed to ensure that no one would be left behind in humanity's expansion to other planets. The first Haven city on Mars was designed to provide opportunities for individuals from disadvantaged backgrounds to contribute to building a new world. The Martian Haven city, named New Dawn, became a symbol of inclusivity and unity. It housed workers, scientists, and families who had once struggled on Earth, but now had a fresh start on the Red Planet. Solar farms, hydroponic gardens, and autonomous construction systems made the city self-sufficient, while its diverse population fostered a unique culture of collaboration. A young woman named Layla, who had been homeless on Earth, became one of the first educators in New Dawn, teaching children about Earth's history and the importance of compassion. Her journey from hardship to teaching on another planet was celebrated as a testament to the power of hope and determination. The Universal Warmth Network. Recognizing that the principles of Haven cities could extend beyond humanity, Elon and his team collaborated with interstellar allies to form the Universal Warmth Network. This coalition of Earth and alien civilizations worked together to provide shelter, resources, and opportunities to all beings, regardless of origin. The Universal Warmth Network introduced advanced technologies for rapid shelter deployment, including nanotechnology that could create fully functional living spaces within hours. These shelters were distributed across colonies, space stations, and even in disaster-stricken regions on alien worlds. Elon, addressing a historic assembly of Earth and alien leaders, said, "Compassion isn't just a human value, it's universal. Together, we can ensure that no one, no matter where they come from, is left out in the cold." Stories of transformation. The impact of Elon's initiatives was felt across the galaxy, with countless individuals sharing their stories of transformation. In a haven city on Europa, a former miner named Kai discovered his talent for music and became a renowned composer. His symphonies, inspired by the theme of resilience, were performed in venues from Earth to Mars. On an exoplanet in the Kepler system, a refugee community from a war-torn region found safety and purpose in a haven settlement. They developed innovative farming techniques that revolutionized food production on their new homeworld, earning them recognition and self-sufficiency. Each story added another thread to the tapestry of kindness Elon had woven, proving that even the most unlikely beginnings could lead to extraordinary outcomes. A night of reflection. Years later, as the Universal Warmth Network celebrated its 50th anniversary, Elon Musk returned to Earth for a quiet moment of reflection. He visited a haven city in Los Angeles, walking through its vibrant streets filled with laughter, art, and life. The transformation was breathtaking. What had once been a symbol of despair was now a thriving community of hope. At the heart of the city was a monument dedicated to the Warmth Initiative, inscribed with Elon's words, "Kindness drives us forward, across worlds and beyond stars." Elon sat on a bench near the monument, watching children play and families gather. An elderly man approached him, holding a weathered thermal blanket. "Do you remember this?" the man asked, his voice filled with gratitude. "You gave it to me on a freezing night in Chicago. I thought that was the end for me, but it turned out to be the beginning." Elon smiled. "I remember. And look how far you've come." The man nodded, tears in his eyes. "Because you cared. Thank you." A legacy of light. As Elon watched the sun set over the Haven City, he felt a deep sense of fulfillment. His journey, which had started with a single act of kindness, had grown into a legacy that spanned planets and united civilizations. And as the lights of the city twinkled against the night sky, Elon Musk's vision for a warmer, more compassionate universe continued to shine, proving that even in the vastness of space, the smallest acts of kindness could illuminate the darkest nights. The Galactic Haven Initiative. Decades after Elon Musk's Warmth Initiative evolved into the Universal Warmth Network, the galaxy was a tapestry of interconnected worlds unified by a shared mission, ensuring that no sentient being, human or alien, was left without shelter, dignity, or opportunity. The Galactic Haven Initiative became a cornerstone of this vision, an interstellar project to address not only physical needs, but also emotional and cultural well-being. Elon, now a revered elder statesman of compassion-driven innovation, had shifted from day-to-day operations to serving as a guiding voice for the next generation of leaders. His focus turned toward expanding the Haven model to uncharted territories and addressing the most complex challenges of the galactic age. The call of the unknown. One such challenge emerged in the Omega Cluster, a remote and mysterious region of the galaxy shrouded in myth. Long considered inhospitable due to its erratic solar storms and treacherous gravity fields, recent advances in exploration technology revealed it to be home to sentient life, species struggling to survive in a harsh environment. The Galactic Haven Initiative mobilized immediately, with Elon personally overseeing the mission from Earth. Though he could no longer travel across the stars himself, he entrusted the effort to a diverse team of leaders, including Amina, the engineer from Nairobi, Ahmed, the skilled mechanic, and Layla, the educator from Mars. These leaders embodied the spirit of the initiative, having transformed their lives through its programs. Their mission was to establish haven beacons, advanced hubs capable of providing sustainable shelter, resources, and protection from the cluster's extreme conditions. The beacons, designed with nanotechnology and adaptive AI, could autonomously adjust to the needs of their inhabitants. First contact in the Omega Cluster. When the team arrived in the Omega Cluster, they encountered a species called the Nixians, whose bioluminescent bodies shimmered in the darkness of their storm-ridden world. The Nixians were initially wary of the newcomers, but grew curious as the team set up the first Haven beacon. Using universal translation devices, Layla shared the story of Earth's journey from division to unity, highlighting the role of compassion in overcoming challenges. The Nixian leader, a figure named Varric, listened intently. "We have struggled alone for generations," Varric said, his voice resonating like a deep hum. "But your story gives us hope. Perhaps we, too, can build a brighter future." The Haven Beacon became a sanctuary for the Nixians, offering warmth, nourishment, and education. Over time, the Nixians began to collaborate with the Galactic Haven team, sharing their knowledge of bioluminescent energy, a resource that had the potential to revolutionize sustainable power across the galaxy. A universe united. As more Haven beacons were deployed, the Omega Cluster transformed into a thriving region of innovation and cultural exchange. The Nixians, once isolated, became active participants in the Galactic Haven Initiative, inspiring other remote civilizations to join the network. Elon, observing the progress from Earth, marveled at how far his vision had come. During a virtual address to the Galactic Council, he said, "Compassion is the ultimate technology. It connects worlds, bridges divides, and turns the impossible into reality." The Omega Cluster reminds us that no challenge is too great when we stand together. The Beacon of Light. To commemorate the success of the Galactic Haven Initiative, the Galactic Council announced the construction of the Beacon of Light, an interstellar monument located at the nexus of realities. Made of bioluminescent materials provided by the Nixians, the monument symbolized the unity and resilience of countless civilizations. At its unveiling, leaders from across the galaxy gathered to honor the legacy of Elon Musk and the movement he had inspired. The event was broadcast to billions, with messages of hope and gratitude pouring in from every corner of the galaxy. A quiet reflection. In his final years, Elon lived quietly on a sprawling solar-powered estate surrounded by gardens and wildlife. One evening, as he walked under the stars, he was joined by Amina, Ahmed, and Layla, who had returned to Earth to visit the man who had changed their lives. "You've built something extraordinary," Amina said, her voice filled with emotion. "Your vision has touched every corner of the galaxy." Elon smiled, his eyes twinkling with the wisdom of a life well lived. "It was never just my vision. It was ours. Every act of kindness, every step forward. We did it together." As the group sat beneath the vast night sky, they reflected on the journey that had begun with a single act of warmth on a cold winter night in Chicago. The stars above seemed to shimmer brighter, as if echoing the legacy of compassion that had lit up the galaxy. An eternal legacy. Long after Elon's passing, his legacy endured. The Haven Initiative expanded to new galaxies, with Haven beacons continuing to serve as symbols of hope and unity. The Beacon of Light at the nexus of realities became a pilgrimage site, drawing beings from across dimensions to celebrate the enduring power of kindness. And in every Haven beacon, a simple inscription served as a reminder of the journey that had transformed the universe. Kindness drives us forward, illuminating even the darkest corners of existence.